Lots of people have never heard of lymphoma when they're diagnosed with it, so you're challenged with explaining to your friends that you have cancer, trying to explain a disease to other people that they don't have any clue what it is.
It's a bit of an odd thing, the lymphoma, because you don't know where it's going to impact you next.
It's a tumor, basically just like any other type of cancer, and it can be pretty devastating, especially if it gets further along in its stages.
Lymphomas are a cancer from a cell we call lymphocytes, a blood-derived cell, and lymphocytes normally are responsible for the immune system. So it's a cancer of the immune system.
Je suis pas tombé des nues, puis genre, t'es en pleine forme, puis tu te fais dire « t'es malade ». Non, 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 j'avais les jambes grosses de même. Mon état de santé était lamentable à tous les niveaux.
I had a small lump here. I had a doctor tell me it was nothing. I had a different doctor 18 months later say, you know, I think we should pursue that. I felt great. I was working out. I had none of the signs of lymphoma.
The actual day that I discovered it, I would say was a day that I reached into my pocket, in my pants pocket for a tissue and noticed that there were lumps in the upper thigh area. And then I went to the doctor and he said, we better ultrasound this, and that's where it started.
I just had this sharp pain in my chest and things weren't right. It wasn't getting any better, it just kept getting worse and worse. And they realized that I had a grapefruit-sized tumor over top of my heart, and it had progressed to about stage 3.
Shockingly, it came back that I had cancer, and I just couldn't believe it, that I felt great.
I waited through Christmas and found out in January that I was diagnosed with lymphoma. I think at first the life expectancy was the biggest question in my mind, and now I go through the treatments, I go through the recovery, and then I find, okay, how has my life changed? And I move forward from there.
When I was first told, I was ready to battle. I said, I can do this, you know. If Lance Armstrong and, you know, Saku Koivu and Mario Lemieux, if they can do it, then I can do it. But once the chemotherapy started and the reality kicked in, I started to lose some hope for sure.
I was diagnosed at a time when we were actually looking to start a family, and so instead of going down that path, I spent the next several years dealing with tests, treatment, almost 7 months of chemotherapy, recovery from that.
You think, oh, am I going to see my kids get through university? Am I going to see them get married? Am I going to see them have grandchildren?
Quand je suis tombé malade, moi je me suis dit, OK, la musique, c'est fini. La vie publique, c'est fini. Ce loft-là, c'est fini. Tout. J'arrête. Tout. La seule chose qui est importante, c'est vivre. Puis m'enlever tout ce poids-là sur les épaules, toute la responsabilité.
Not a day goes by without thinking about it in some sort of way.
It's so easy for cancer to take your life, but also can just take the best parts of the life you're still living.
It's always there, you know, it's always whispering in my ear a little bit.
Sometimes unexpectedly, you know, where you are sitting around with friends and you're laughing at something and you realize it's been an hour since you thought about your cancer, and then all of a sudden it's a couple hours one day when you realize you haven't thought about it. And you might get, you know, all the way through a day and it hasn't intruded on your thoughts, and you think, wow, I can't believe that I could actually be a regular person again. That's amazing.
There were days, there were weeks where I didn't think about it.
You're driving me alive again. You're driving me alive again.
Quand j'ai composé les paroles de Live Again, c'était une belle journée d'été, il y avait du soleil, une petite brise, à l'autre bout il y a des arbres, puis c'était comme « wow, c'est donc bien beau ». Il y avait une vibe, il y avait un tout cet après-midi-là qui me rendait vivant. D'aucune façon, il y avait l'idée de maladie, l'idée de mort. Il n'y avait rien de ça, c'était plus une idée de vie. C'était un feeling de vie.
You're driving me alive again. You're driving me alive again. We all
You know, we believe very strongly that there will be a cure in my lifetime. We believe that passionately. And so we can't do anything other than choose to live our life in a way that reflects the way we feel. We decided to go ahead and made the choice to have a family together, to live our life as normally as we could, because we believe so strongly that lymphoma will not end my life.
you're driving me alive again.
Moi, le combat, c'est là, c'est maintenant. Réussir à bien vivre, réussir à prendre soin de moi.
It's been over 11 years. I've been in what they call remission. For my kind, it's sort of a small r remission because they tell us that it will come back. It could be 18 months, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. So it's something that's, you know, a part of my life.
The treatment of lymphomas is constantly evolving and really offers a prospect of less toxic and more potent combinations in the future.
There's so much reason to have hope. There are new drugs all the time that are coming through trials and becoming available to Canadians.
I'm going to say that the cliche thing that cancer patients say, this was a blessing. There are things that I've done in my life and with the people that are important to me, and that I wouldn't have done before. So I think the alive again comes when you realize you're going to live and you don't worry about when you're going to die. That's alive again.